Ladies and gentlemen, this is a very this is just going to be an impromptu video. So for those of you who are on YouTube, this is a YouTube video that I am streaming to. My name's Johnny. I'm 35 years old. Holy crap, I almost forgot. Stationed down here in Southern Maryland. That's where we are streaming from. So tonight's little topic is going to be like a very short 10-minute video on a player that you might know is me, ZelphrinTTV. So if you go to Zelphrin on Twitch, you'll find me streaming Pokemon Unite a lot recently. I know on this particular channel on YouTube, I've basically been playing a lot of League of Legends and so forth, but recently, in the past few months, I have definitely dived into Pokemon Unite way more and more. So today, if you want to get to know a little bit more about me and how I tier my Pokemon, this is something that you should be doing for yourself whenever you jump on. One of the big things that you have to have is a large, at least a full rotation champion list. So let's go to full window here. As you can see, I've got tier maker up. If you guys want to make your own tiers, go to tiermaker.com. They have everything for you. By the way, the music that you are listening to is it's a bass mix on YouTube as well. It's copyright free, so this shouldn't be muted at all. So we're going to go in and see what exactly what Pokemon that I use and my tier list in the ways that I use them, basically. So we're gonna start with everything down here. Venusaur, okay, I use. Gengar, I do not. Mr. Mime, no. Snorlax, I want to learn Gardevoir a lot more, and so do I also want to use Absol a bit more. I do use Garchomp. I know if you see my streams, I don't play a lot of Garchomp. I do use Lucario. Okay, I do use. I really wish I knew how to play Greninja. I do use Talonflame, Charizard, Zeraora, Cinderace being my main right now. No. And I do have Blastoise and Pikachu. I don't even know why Clefable's here. I rarely use Ninetales, but I do Wigglytuff as well. I do use. I use a lot of Slowbro. I have recently learned Machamp, so I'm taking Machamp up more and more now. I do use Mamoswine. I do use Sylveon. I want to learn how to do the Green Invade, but I know it's probably not going to be possible for now. Man, both my lights went out. I do use Decidueye, and I was a Dragonite main for a while there, and I do use Sarina. Hoopa's on this list. I'm going to put him up there just because this is a tier maker for myself, and I need to know, certain things. So, as you can probably tell, and just by looking at my tier list, I have a very large champ pool, and what that means is I play a lot of different Pokemon. So many Pokemon. Like, this is more than half of the character list at the current moment. I play all of these, and more importantly, I play them to about as efficient as I can possibly be. So being that diverse, I can put myself as a defender, I can put myself as a support. In fact, I do need to learn more supports because I got Mr. Mime and Blissey running around here as well, and Eldegoss. Eldegoss needs to be up there. I'm surprised I don't play her more, but I just haven't been learning Eldegoss. So we're going to start with, obviously, let's go Slowbro. So Slowbro is a 2-tier character. When I say like 2-tier or 1-tier or 3-tier, that means like how many evolutions they have. So Slowbro being a 2-tier, he's great. He's got awesome CC with telekinesis, and I use telekinesis Surf with him. Absolute god CC. I'm gonna put him at an A. He's been really good to me, and there's plenty of plays that you can make with him at a 5-stack. So as a solo, I would probably put him down at B because there's just better choices, but for now I'm going to keep him at an A. Machamp, I'm going to put Machamp at A tier. He's not God tier. I can't play him as efficiently as other Machamp players, but I can definitely see his potential, and he's got great potential. As far as highlights for Machamp, he's got that super awesome close combat. His ult is great. His ultimate, his all-around kit is just, it's nice, especially in the beginning when you have bulk up and you're unstoppable. Like, you can't really do anything to a Machamp. But again, I don't play him as much as I wish I could. Mamoswine is the next one I play. I'm going to put him at a B tier because... and the reason being is because there are 2 other defenders that I have on my list, and we'll get to that in a minute. Now, in the beginning, Mamoswine has very limited range. He does have a Skull Bash dash or a Tackle dash, so his early game is okay. He does have kind of the he has the icicles, so he's got kind of CC right there, but I just feel like he's not as prominent as he should be. He's still a great defender, don't get me wrong, he's great. There's just better options. Sylveon, I'm gonna leave here at C, and the reason being is because it takes a lot of... I'm not gonna say that I'm bad with her, but I definitely have better picks as attacker. So Sylveon being at C, just because I play a lot of rush and range, and Sylveon just does not have that for me. Her Mystical Fire kit is great. Her Hyper Voice kit I absolutely love with Calm Mind, but unless I have like a team, like a duo trio or somebody laning with me that I can voice chat with, I don't feel like she's as effective as, say, Decidueye, which I'm going to put here at A. Now, why am I putting Decidueye at A? He's so bad. He still has a terrible win rate. Yes, he does, but he has just as much mobility as Cinderace. He has just as much damage as Charizard. You just can't deny a Decidueye. Like when in the very beginning when you're like trying to dive him, yeah, that's great. Like you can kill him all you want, but if you ever let him get past level 9, which a lot of people do in early game, you're in for a surprise. So I'm gonna put Decidueye at an A right now. That may or may not change. Venusaur, definitely A tier. I love his Tanky kit. I can play both kits very well, the Solar Beam and the Giga Dance build. Great for usability, has lots of utility. He can be a tank, he can jump in for you and engage fights. The thing about Venusaur is you really want to make sure you switch up your items whenever you're doing the sniper build or the bulky build. But other than that, like, he's just an all-around versatile attacker. He's my go-to whenever we need something different, and we still need an attacker. Dragonite. I'm gonna put my boy here that I made in Season 2 and B. Now, that doesn't mean he's bad. He's still a great jungler. But I feel like his usefulness in lane has now been outclassed by the likes of Lucario and Machamp and just a bunch of different attackers that you already see over here. Cramorant, even sometimes. Aegislash is here. I need to practice Aegislash. But I just don't feel like he's as useful as before. Now, he's still an awesome jungler. Don't get me wrong. He's a great jungler. But his usefulness has long come and gone. Serena, I'm leaving at C. I mained her in Season 2 because she was absolutely OP. She still has a great kit, but she's just way too slow for me. So I'm going to leave her at C. Hoopa, I'm going to put at D. And I'm going to make this statement right now. I cannot put Hoopa at a tier. I played with her a lot. She really does need a team to be very effective, but her Trick Phantom Force is still viable. But time will tell. Today is the 28th of February, so we just came up to the end of February 2022. Only the next couple weeks or next month will show me like how well Hoopa does, especially with the advent of Duraludon coming into the meta. Snorlax, S tier. I'm going to put Snorlax at S tier. I'm just going to. He's a tier 1 Pokemon, which means he does not evolve. He doesn't need to. Like, he's right there. He's already maxed out on his potential, and he steals everything early game. Snorlax is just that good as a defender. His tackle, one of the best in the game. He's got Heavy Slam block, which I use. I like seeing people run Flailon. I don't think that's any better than Heavy Slam block, but take it what you will. Absolutely love Snorlax. Garchomp, I am going to put at B, because if you can't tell, the only real all-rounders I can play well are Lucario and Machamp. I did play Garchomp quite a while this season, but I just can't get the hang of him. His kit is still, it needs a little tweaking left and right here and there. I've seen good Garchomp players, but for the most part, I haven't seen great Garchomp players. So we're just going to leave him at B. Lucario, sorry, S tier. He has to be S tier. He's got one of the best secures in the game so far. Extreme speed, close combat, absolutely demolishing people with the attack weight build. Yeah, it's very unfortunate that he's here. Talonflame. If he wasn't so squishy, I would put him at A tier. But I'm going to put him at B tier, and here's why. He's just... When you dive with Brave Bird, and when you try to escape with Fly, there's still a chance that you're going to die. Every time. And if you hit even one OP Pokemon, it's over. Love Talonflame. I love the bird. He's great in low elo, by the way. If you guys want to carry yourself out of like beginner great class right into ultra and into masters, pick the bird. Good bird. But I feel like he's just outclassed now. Charizard, I'm going to put him at a B tier, and that's for me. Honestly, I would put Charizard at an A tier, but I still need to learn a little more about Charizard in order for me to be effective with him. He's got great mobility. His auto attack is now movable, so you just spam auto and just move. His ult counters so many things, including one particular Pokemon. But there is that. Zera, I gotta have love for my boy. I'm so sorry, but Zera is still OP. Like, there's no... I can't deny it. Like, Wild Charge just wrecks. Spark, he can jump across everywhere. The old kit with Discharge and Volt Switch. I'm sorry. There's just so much utility within him, and he does so much damage. He's like Gengar, but OP. And I've seen OP Gengar players. And then I've seen them die to me. So there's that. Cinderace. I am maining him in Season 3. And he is a top tier pick in Season 3. Like, if your team's not running a Cinderace, they better be running someone who can burst down really fast. Like Cinderace. So Gardevoir or Absol. But one of the things that Cinderace has over both of those is that he's a faster tier 3. He jungles better than Gardevoir. And he damages more efficiently than Absol. I'm not going to say that he damages more than Absol, because Absol has high crit. But he just has that range that Absol doesn't. And he doesn't need to gap close. He also has a dash, so he can get out of things. If not the dash, then feint. Now Blastoise. I'm running this dude at A with Slowbro. He's got great secure. He has great secure. That's all I really need to tell you, is he has great secure. He has a good ult. And there's really not much more I can say about that. The only thing that bothers me is that he's a tier 3. And so you could get stuck at Squirtle for a while, because generally you want to farm and feed your carry, and you're not doing that as Blastoise. Wigglytuff. For me, right? This whole tier list is for me, like how well I play. Nope. She's my best supporter. This thing is just ridiculous. And then I run Double Slap too. I see a lot of people running Dazzling Gleam, and I'm pretty sure it's because of the buffs to items, but I don't know. I run Double Slap. Good secure too, especially when you hit the ult right into Zapdos and then sing everybody to sleep so you can double slap Zapdos away and steal. She's just that good. I know I probably should be learning Mr. Mime a bit more, but for now, I got Wiggly at S tier. Pikachu. Hella S tier. Bro, this is a meta pick too. At the current moment, we're relying a lot on CC for attackers, and Pikachu just has it. He has it early game, he has it late game, he has it mid game. He has an ult that comes down at 89 seconds and less if you have energy amp, and even less than that if you're farming. So Pikachu at S tier. Ninetales I'm leaving at D. I am sorry, but if she's not with Mamoswine, there's not much that you can do with her unless you're running triple specs. But other than that, she dies a lot faster than you would think. I like running her in duos and trios. I just can't run her efficiently for myself. And then Hoopa, of course, I'm going to leave at D. So this is my tier list for myself. Like this is a list of Pokemon that I can play. At S tier, I can play very well. At D tier, I really can't. And I also take into account like win rate, I also take into account their kits and the meta. So if you guys ever want to play with ZelphrinTTV, you're probably going to see me run any of the A's, any of the S tiers, and then we'll just leave it at that. So this is just, now this is generally, this is just for me. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to reshuffle this, okay? And then we're going to see meta picks. What are meta picks? Meta picks are picks that you should be picking whenever you play the game. Okay? So we're going to even leave out Pokemon that aren't meta picks at all. So we're going to start with Sylveon, not a meta pick. Unless you run the random gaming build, but that's a 5-stack build. It's a 5-stack comp and you really need coordination with her. Sorry, but this is all gonna be for solo queue. So solo queue, this is gonna be solo queue tier. And let's keep going with that. Serena, B tier. I'm not gonna explain why, but we're gonna go ahead and just continue rolling here. Slowbro, solo queue, B tier. Mamoswine, solo queue, B tier. Dragonite, A tier. Talonflame, A tier. Charizard, A tier. Garchomp, I want to say like high B, low A. I see a lot of people picking Garchomp, but I see a lot of people not doing well with Garchomp. Ninetales, for the tier list, for Unite tier list, A tier. Because I've seen what Ninetales can do, and she actually does affect the meta pretty well. Hoopa. Okay, there's a lot of mixed views about this, but I'm already seeing it throughout the last couple days. S tier. There are just so many plays that he can do, and if you guys ever played League of Legends and you've ever played Zoe, you would know that Hoopa is tier. Snorlax, A tier. Lucario, S tier. It's a meta pick. I'm telling you, you pick Lucario, that's where your win condition is going to be, is Lucario secure. Zeraora, B tier. Unfortunately, he's just not played in the meta right now. There's just a lot of better options. Cinderace, S tier. He's your S tier attacker. So we have a support, attack, all-rounder, and an attacker so far, and we're going to keep going from there. Wigglytuff, A tier. Absolutely. A lot of people picking Wigglytuff over even Blissey. I don't even know why Clefable's here because she's not in the game. And continuing on from there, Pikachu, high A tier. We're gonna go high A tier, and we're gonna put Dragonite low A tier because Dragonite's just not as good as a meta pick as the rest of these guys, especially when you have Charizard in the mix, and Machamp at A tier. Venusaur, A tier, definitely. Blastoise, now I want to put him at A, but I'm also going to put him down here at high B, and I'm going to put him in the same tier as Slowbro. He's just not picked as much as the meta should be picked. And I'll just leave it at that. And then finally, for the last Pokemon that I play in the tier, we're going to put Decidueye at C. Unfortunately, he's just too damn squishy to make a difference. And those of you who are good Decidueye players know this. When you get higher in the ranks, like his win rate his win rate tanks. It tanks so bad. So for the rest of these, as far as tier goes, for the tier solo queue, remember this, solo queue. Gengar, B tier. I get it. Those of you who love Gengar are immaculate with him, that's great. But you have Zeraora and Talonflame, and even Absol at A tier. You have that to compete with, and they're just easier to use, and their kits are they're user friendly for anybody who's a dummy. Mr. Mime, A tier. He's an A tier support. I'm sorry. I've seen really good Mr. Mime players left and right in Masters. They're too good. Sylveon, we're gonna put her at C tier, unfortunately. Unless, again, in solo queue, unless you get a good team running around Sylveon, you're not running Sylveon that well. Gardevoir, we're going to put her at B tier, and we're going to put her a little higher at B tier because she does make great plays. She's not a tier pick as far as I'm concerned. And maybe it's because people just play her weird. You really should just be Really should just be farming at a distance. Crustle, I'm gonna put at A tier because it's just too good. Just too good. Which means I'm gonna have to bump down one of these, and I'm thinking bumping down Ninetales to a little higher than Gardevoir. There you go. We're also going to bump down one Dragonite to a really high B tier, because we also have Greninja at A tier, and I know there's a lot of good Greninja players. So we're just going to leave that at that. Eldegoss at tier is going to be S tier. He's just too good. Just run him. I promise. Just run him. He'll be all right. Aegislash, the newest all-rounder, comes in at S tier. He's just that good. I am so sorry for those of you who think he's too squishy as an own edge, but when you hit Aegislash, and if you can farm properly, and you should, because he evolves pretty fast anyway, there's no getting around him. And if you do get around him, it's probably because you're running away. Cramorant, we're going to put at C because he's just not picked as often as he should be. Not to mention he's got terrible mobility, actually. All of his skills rely on him just kind of standing there. They're really good, don't get me wrong. It's just, you got better picks. I would like to push him up to B tier, but to me, it's just whatever. Clefable is, no. Blissey, I'm sorry, I got to put her in D. And it's just, I don't know, man. I like Safeguard, I really do, and I like Egg Bomb. But I can't see her, like, ruining the meta anytime soon. Even in 5-stack. Greedent, sorry, S tier. He's just that good. He's just that good. If people know how to play him, that'd be great, but he's just that good. Trevenant, I'm sorry, my tree boy. Putting you down here. Like this. And that is my tier list, folks. So let me know how you guys feel about that. What's going on, Zero King? I know this is kind of a short video, and this is just like me observing into Masters. I did climb all the way into 1800 right now, and I'm probably going to jump right back in to try to grab some more of that elo, because I did drop like 40-50 points in ranked. I don't know what the hell was going on Sunday, but people are just AFKing left and right. But there it is. So to review and recap S tier, we're actually going to put Lucario way the hell up there, and Hoopa way down here. At S tier, Lucario, Cinderace, Eldegoss, Aegislash, Greedent, and Hoopa. Pick one of these. These are you need to see one of these, at least one of these on your team, if not two. Please get a Lucario on your team. Please get an Eldegoss. They're too good. And if you can get a Cinderace jungle, please just go for it. Do not push Cinderace into a lane. If you have a Cinderace jungle main, get Cinderace in the jungle. In A tier, these are great picks. If you're climbing out of Great or Veteran, grab one of these if you have to. Pikachu, Machamp, Charizard, Talonflame, Snorlax, Wigglytuff, Venusaur, Absol, Mr. Mime, Crustle, and Greninja. Any one of these picks, okay? Anyone will elevate you from the very beginning of Unite all the way into Masters. I promise you. That and of course mindset, but that's a whole different story for later. At B tier, these are your off picks for the meta right now, and I really wish Dragonite could go higher. But I think his only usefulness is in the jungle. So Dragonite, Blastoise, Garchomp, Slowbro, Serena, Ninetales, Gardevoir, Mamoswine, Zeraora, and honestly I'm gonna put Zeraora way the hell up here. And Gengar should be in the middle somewhere. Pick these as your off meta to see, like, if you need to counter, if you need to work with your team. I'll give you a hint. The Ninetales Mamoswine combo is great. So if you find yourself playing with a Mamoswine, grab Ninetales, or vice versa. Gardevoir should be a little higher on this list, actually. And yeah, again, if just pick one of these if you have to complete the team. Like, say for instance, you got like a Talonflame and a Cinderace, and you don't have an all-rounder. If you can't play Lucario, and if you can't play Machamp, go with your gut feeling and just take Dragonite. He still has one of the best steals in the game. His Hyper Beam is still insane. Don't worry, grab your Dragonite, you'll be fine. If you don't have a decent jungler, like say you have a comp that's like a 1-1-3, and you have like a Mr. Mime, a Wigglytuff, and a Pikachu on bot lane, and you can't play Cinderace because you just garbage at him, or you can't play Talonflame because you know he's too squishy, Grab Zera. Zera is really good in the meta right now. People underestimate that wild charge a lot. So B tier, grab one of these if you have to complete your team. C tier, this is for funsies. This is your Decidueyes, your Sylveons, your Cramorants. I would not take this into ranked in Masters anywhere above 1400. I would not take these guys into Masters when I know I have friggin' Indie Bear or Crashy or Spreggles or any of the RNG guys like Pika God. If they're on the opposite team and if I know I'm playing with them or if I'm paired with them, I will not pick any of these. I won't pick Sylveon unless they're like, oh, we need a Sylveon. Okay, cool. I'll grab one. D tier. Sorry, Trevenant and Blissey. I'm sorry. Unless you're 5 stacking, please don't. You're asking for trouble. You will not be climbing out of like veteran with either of these two, unless you're somehow god at Blissey. She just really needs a team. She doesn't do damage. You could probably run like an EXP share with a score shield or some crazy crap like that, but other than that, there's just not much to her. Trevenant, I really want to like Trevenant. His kit is great. His kit is amazing. But I think it's the same as with Hoopa right now, and I'm pretty sure Hoopa's going to be taken down a few tiers because people just don't know how to use Trevenant. Or they feel like Trevenant shouldn't be in the game because he doesn't do enough damage. He's a defender. Well, Mr. Mime's a support, but he does a lot of that. Well, no shit. I mean, look at his kit. But yeah, these two, yeah, you're either duo or trio or stacking to try to climb, or you're not at all. So yeah, I'm sorry, those two are just they're in the D tier. So that's it for the tier list. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm happy to respond to any type of comments that you may or may not have. And this is just solo queue, okay? This whole list is solo queue. This is the stuff that you want to see in solo queue when you're ranking up, or even duo queue. Again, you want to see your S tiers, at least 1 or 2 of them on your team, and you don't want to be seeing your D tiers unless you know that they're a duo or a trio or something like that. So I hope you guys had some insight on how ZelphrinTTV plays. This one was just for me, and then my observations in the meta. If you have any differing opinions, please post them in the comments. I would love to see what you have to think about this particular list. There's a lot more lists out there. I think Fui's got a list. I know Crashy's got a list. Lightning's got a list. But yeah, feel free to say whatever you need to say. Bash me if you want. I don't care. But that's going to be the end of this particular stream, and it wasn't really much of a stream anyways. It's more of a video to let you know how I play. So that's really long. If you guys want to see me play, I will be streaming tonight, probably around 11 p.m. EST. And I will be on my main trying to rank up, because God knows Sunday was full of AFKs and I dropped 60 points out of world rankings. So I'll be trying to do that later tonight. But until then, I will see you guys on Remote Stadium. You guys take care, and I'll see you guys soon.